with respect to the promise to reset legal education. And that is very, very important. And that promise is that we are going to reform legal education in such a way that access will be expanded. Okay, so that currently we have thousands of LLB holders who cannot get to, to become lawyers because they cannot enter the Ghana School of Law. All right. We want the bill that I have drafted and which is will be submitted to cabinet next month, is to the effect that we are going to literally abolish the Ghana School of Law system. All right. Basically, what we are going to do is that you will have 3 years of legal education to obtain your degree, that is the LLB. After obtaining the degree, the LLB degree, you now do what we call either the clinical legal program or the bar practice course in the university where you got your LLB for another academic year. And then you write what we term the National Bar Exam. Okay, so everybody who has the LLB and who has taken the bar practice course in their school, in their university, all right, will be entitled to write the National Bar Exam. So it will be like what the accountants do, all right? Once you qualify to write the examination, the Chartered Institute of Accountants will administer the exam, and everybody, can write. And if you pass, you become a chartered accountant. That is what is going to happen in order to expand legal education in the country. So the bill, as I speak, in fact, is interesting that you asked, because I forwarded the final draft to my able deputy, an academic, Justice Remsai, to review and then give me his input before we submit it to cabinet. That was just only yesterday that I sent it to him. Then there is a question of the assigning of the properties. Okay, that was something that the shareholders, kept saying. You see, the whole case centered around these related parties, activities, okay, transactions, okay, where Holder Holdings, Uni Securities, of course, in the press release, you remember the 0.3, billion, which was given to, which was given to Uni Securities, which is a SEC-regulated entity, which is being pursued. Okay, so the whole idea, that is why the misconception being spread by certain elements, certain citizens, to the effect that Dufour and his family were basically looting, resources from the bank, is misplaced. Okay, these were all related entity transactions. Okay, and I will encourage all of you, you should probably read the Beige Capital Court of Appeal decision, because the scenarios are the same. All right, so they were insisting that, look, if these are properties held by related parties, simply just transfer them to Unibank, and then you will have you have recovered enough to be able to satisfy the liability. But that was something that was in dispute in the case. Okay, now with this settlement, it brings all those matters to rest. Secondly, you asked about the ECG. Prosecute. Yes, but that's what I'm coming to. Yes, so the missing containers investigation, I was given a preliminary report on it. Okay, I reviewed the report and I sent it back to the Director General CID to do further investigations. I directed them, and that is what we do in the office. When we read an investigative report and we see gaps, because all that a defense lawyer needs to do is to raise reasonable doubt, okay, and then the case will be thrown out. In order that we prevent a situation where reasonable doubt is being raised, we seal the gaps before we charge the people, and we have